Martin will be zooming in all the way from Fort Worth, Texas. And we've got a funny clip from Heffern and Reep. We've got snow stories. I want you guys to tell me your snow stories. Did you ever get into a snowball fight? Of course you did. Did you ever make a snow penis in someone's front yard? These are the things I want to know, and I want you to call in here in a little bit, all right? So go ahead and jot this number down, 980-368-5177. There should be a number down there at the bottom of the screen. Call in here in a minute, and I want to hear your stories. I got some, and we'll get to those in a minute. But we're going live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. And I will be taking your comments from time to time as well. I got two interns back here that are keeping up with that kind of stuff. We got Isaiah, the intern, or intern Isaiah. I keep switching that up. He does the three-finger wave. That's the official country-ish wave, by the way, three-finger wave. Because when you're driving and you see someone, sometimes you just go like that. That's where it came from. So that's Isaiah's taking the Facebook comments. And next to him, well, normally we have Elliot the intern in here, but he couldn't make it. So now we have Elliot the intern's intern. And his name is Mark, and he'll be taking the YouTube comments. Thanks for joining us, guys. But this is where we're really trying to grow the show. And the best way to do that is when people share. All right, and there should be a little button at the bottom right corner of your screen, and I want you to hit the share button. And while you're doing that, I'll give you time to do it. I'm going to look right at you. That's what I call my share stare, and I'm going to look right down the pipe as I do my share stare. Perhaps we can get some music, some share music, the Alan Jackson, as I do the share stare. Yes. If I could make you share, I'd make you do it today. Hit that button that's pointing that way. Share Stare, brought to you by Share. Isn't that fun? Wasn't that fun? Wow, we just came up with that off the fly like that. Well, thank you for sharing. Don't forget, William Lee Martin's going to be zooming in here in a minute. We got a great small town news story as well about a modern day Romeo, a St. Valentine right out of Florida. And that story's going to be at the very end, so stay tuned for that. But let me get to the man sitting right here next to me. A very tall guy, coming in around 7 feet, 38 inches tall. I like to call him the southeastern man of mystery, but he also goes by Sebastian. How you doing, Sebastian?
I'm good. I'm trying to get over the share stare, man.
Yeah, you like that share stare?
I like that.
Right down the pipe. So hopefully people are hitting share right now.
I hope so too.
Yeah, because all that sharing I did.
Yeah.
How you been, dude?
Pretty
Did you have a
good,
good weekend?
Well, I'm among the living.
You're among the living. At least you're not snowed in like a lot of the country right now.
It's everywhere, right?
Yeah, I know it's almost everywhere. It did a big old dip. The Alan Jackson, do we have the look at this. This is what's going on right now. And a lot of people are dealing with this. As you can see, it's a lot of purple right there in the middle, and it goes down. But look at us. We're right here. We're right on the edge. So we got a lot of rain, but a lot of people watching us right now are snowed in. And yeah, so we avoided that. I was in Columbus, Ohio, and it did snow a little bit, but not like this is. So, but how are you? I feel like I just talked over your introduction. You doing
No,
good?
I'm great. I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, well, good.
I'm actually curious about this outfit you have on.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Which part?
Well, I like the hat here. The hat is let's get the mayor of Hickory.
Yeah, Mayor of Hickory. I haven't forgotten about that. It's just a little early to be talking about it, but I will be
bragging.
Yeah,
too early to brag about it.
Yeah, too early to brag. But I'll go ahead and got the hat.
Yeah.
Well, this was sent to me by my manager. My manager loved the idea that I'm running for the mayor of Hickory, and he got all excited, and he made this hat for me and sent it to me in the mail. It looks cool. I like this. Look, this leather patch on there. We should really think about using this for country-ish.
I like it.
I like the leather part of it. So yeah, I will be running for mayor pretty soon. Also, I don't know if you noticed the shirt.
I like the shirt. I like the color.
This is the official shirt of the Reeps Peeps Comedy Cruise coming up November 6th through 11. You want to get out of that snow? Well, I got an idea for you. Go to sunny Florida. Meet me in Port Canaveral. We're going to take a boat, a ship. We're going to take a ship together. That sounds horrible. But we're going to take a cruise. And we're going to Nassau. We're going to a private beach in Haiti. I'm doing comedy, karaoke, and a podcast. 5 nights. Reeps Peeps Comedy Cruise. But yeah, this is the shirt.
The official shirt.
That was designed by my buddy Tim Tucker. And it looks like an 80s sort of,
It's got a good 80s vibe.
Miami Vice looking shirt.
Oh, is that Don Johnson on the front, the face?
Yeah, that's John Johnson.
John Johnson.
Yeah, that's me with my ginger beard.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want, please come on the boat with us. But thank you. Yes, this is, I feel good with my new wardrobe today. I like your country-ish hat, by the way. You can get those at JonReep.com. But I got to talk about Columbus. I just did 6 sold-out shows in Columbus, Ohio. So if you were at the Funny Bone this weekend, thank you for coming. We had a blast. And let me tell you, Columbus, I mean, they're ready to party, dude, because they just got their curfew lifted.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I wish we were there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to because it's going to be a mad rush. And that's kind of what happened. People are ready to get out and have fun. And thank God they did. But, yeah, it was this. So I'm getting used to doing the crowd work again.
Okay, yeah.
You know, you do comedy, you got to get back into the rhythm. You got to figure things out. So I've got a bunch of new stuff I'm doing about the pandemic and COVID in my life and how it's changed and all this stuff. And then I'll go out into the crowd and start, just doing a little crowd work, a little improv. And that led to me doing shots with this couple that was sitting on the front row. And I was like, thanks for coming out. What are you guys celebrating anything? And they're like, well, we're just happy to be out. Curfew's lifted. We got us a babysitter. We're coming to see you, man. I was like, awesome. Let's do some shots. I said, what do you like? I said, let's do them vaccine shots. So I made up a new vaccine shot.
Yeah.
And I told the wait staff, I'm like, if I say I want a vaccine shot, it could be anything, but because it's a vaccine shot, you got to do 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to do 2.
One round and second round.
Right. Yeah, you got to get the booster after that. And so it's 2 shots, and it's going to be very cold. Right? You got to keep them cold or they won't work.
Chilled then.
Chilled
shots.
And it can be really any alcohol. But in my joke, I say, let's do, how about we do a little bit of tequila, a little bit of 151, little shot of Lysol. So that's the joke, right? And the waitstaff brought out these shots, and we did one together. And it was over, and I'd moved on, and everything was fine. And then about, 10 minutes into my set, I kind of look over and I see them both just get up and sort of scurry away quickly. I was like, oh, what happened? Did I make them upset somehow? And then I could hear a murmur happen. And then I got like a little bit of an odor. I was like, oh, and I just thought, well, I've already done some crowd work. I might as well talk to the table next to him. I'm like, what happened over here? And this lady goes, oh, she puked in her hand. And then they left. I'm like, oh, my God. So I feel bad that I gave them these vaccine shots, and then they puked, and they left early. So if that was you.
I told you that vaccine will make you sick.
That's right. Yeah, that's true. That has happened. Yeah. But hopefully they'll be immune to other comedians.
Yes, they'll be immune to
right.
Foxworth if he shows up there.
That's right. But we had a good time. It was Valentine's Day weekend, so that was part of it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And President's Day.
That's important.
Yeah. I call it Mattress Day. I had me and my buddy Brent Blakeney was with me. Yeah. He drove up from Raleigh, and he had to drive back on that Monday through all this snow and stuff, and I hope he made it back. I reached out to him. I wanted him to zoom in. The Alan Jackson, might he be in the bullpen? Can the Alan Jackson hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's not yet.
He's not in the bullpen yet. But here in a minute, well, I'm hoping that
he
Brent
survived.
Blakeney survived. And he will zoom in and tell us about his trip back. We'll see. But I want to know if your snow stories as well. Do you have any snow stories?
Yeah, I've had some fun in the snow.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I've had a lot of fun in the snow, a lot of mischief.
that's more like it.
Yeah. You know that phase of my life where I was, assassinating inflatable Easter bunnies with blow dart guns?
Yeah, I do know about this, and
Yeah.
you can find this on YouTube.
Yeah. So during that phase of my life, it did snow one winter pretty good. And I just took it upon myself and another friend who I'll not name right now, but we would vandalize snowmen. So when someone would make a snowman in their yard, at night we would go and like knock it down or take a hat off of it or a scarf. Testosterone was just coming in my body. I was really I had a lot of anger issues as an angry ginger kid, So me and
You about to say it?
yeah, Greg would go out and beat up snowmen, and then I noticed the next day that we missed one during the middle of the day. I was like, dude, we missed one. I think he called me out. He said, dude, how did you miss that one? I go, you're right. Let me go take care of that. And I started running towards the snowman, right? And I heard him laughing, like my buddy.
Yeah.
And as I'm running towards the snowman, because I was committed, like I'm going to knock over this snowman.
And
The momentum was behind me. I couldn't stop.
And you were a hell of a football player, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we probably can imagine.
Oh.
The snowman didn't have a chance.
Didn't have a chance. And as I was running towards it, I noticed the mom was standing in the front door behind the glass. And she saw me coming. She had a coffee. She's like, and she knew what was about to happen. And she goes, don't you do it. Don't you do it. But it was too late. And I freaking jumped sideways, did like a Jimmy Superfly Snuka or Ricky Steamboat.
Flying burrito.
A flying burrito.
That's a Manny Fernandez flying
That's
burrito.
what it is.
That's what it was.
I did a flying burrito on this snowman.
Yeah.
And
Is the mailbox inside of it?
she opened that door and started chasing me and didn't have time to put her snow boots on. She was in her PJs. And I took off running. And luckily I had like the mask on and stuff. She didn't know who I was. She just knew I was some kid in the neighborhood. And I got away with it, and I felt really bad. So I apologize to whoever that lady was. It's just snow. You know what I mean? I didn't look at it as real property.
It wasn't
if it's
hers.
something that you combined out of nature.
Maybe it was her art, though.
Yeah, it was probably one of her kids' artwork.
Yeah.
So I was a little vandal back then. I feel bad about that. You ever done anything like that?
I've never destroyed anybody's property, though.
Oh, come on now.
I'm not. I'm just not.
What about snowball fights?
We've had a lot of snowball fights, and then you put a little few extra things inside of them.
That's what I'm talking about.
You ever put the M80s in a snowball?
No, that sounds awesome, though.
Yeah, you light it and throw it.
Oh, wow. And it like snows again.
And then when it hits, it blows up and shoots.
Oh, yeah.
Throw some BBs in that, too. It
Fireworks
gets exciting.
with snow in it.
Yeah.
It's like
If
snowmageddon.
it's good, the good pack stuff, you got to pack tight.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. And I did make a snow penis one time in someone's yard.
How big was it?
Oh, I spent like a good 3 hours doing it, like 2 a.m. Yeah, I went out. It was a neighbor I didn't like or whatever. I just thought, well, you're going to get a snow penis in your yard. And so, it was probably like 3 feet tall, 3 or 4 feet tall, with testicles and shaped head and everything, And then me and Greg also made a snow toilet one year and put a dog turd in it. So it was complete. You know what I mean? It's good times. What about you guys at home? Have you ever done anything crazy like that? Maybe you're snowed in right now. These are some things for you not to do. Learn from my mistakes. Don't do these things. So if you do, take a picture of it. Yeah.
We need content.
Yeah, that's true. We need content. Is Brent Blakeney here? Let's have Brent Blakeney join us. I want to make sure he's alive and well. My buddy Brent Blakeney, 6 feet 7 inches, of twisted steel and sex appeal like you, my friend.
Brent, using my stuff.
I want to make sure he's
Get
alive
my
and
royalty
well.
checks.
Oh gosh, look at this.
Look
He's
at that
got
sex appeal.
Storm. He's got the Imperial. I forgot what those are called. Can you hear me, Brett?
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Hear
turn
me?
this up a little bit. Can I turn it up here? Here, I'll turn it up. Talk to me, buddy.
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear. Where's the volume on this damn thing? Okay. Turn it up a little bit. Hey, buddy, I'm glad to see you're alive and well.
I made it.
You made it back.
Made it.
So let's talk about your trip. I mean, first of all, did you have fun in Columbus this weekend?
Yeah, did you?
I did. We did 6 sold-out shows. This was one of the first times, by the way, and this is great, that and I felt like, a lot of times they'll ask me, do you want anything in the green room? And
Yeah.
I'm very low-maintenance Johnny. I don't like special things. I don't like these comedians with special needs and writers. But I thought, I earned this. We did 6 sold-out shows. I was like, how about some vodka in the green room?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was fun, huh?
Yeah. especially because the first night, and it wasn't just us. There was some of the other staff came in and partook.
Yes.
And by the end of it, I was like, okay, we did a pretty good job on that bottle.
I thought he was going to say the show. He said the bottle.
I think it was both. We did a good job on the show
we
and
did
the
both.
bottle.
But that was like, all right, that was that. I'm glad that happened. That was fun. And then we walk in the next night, and there is
A new bottle.
new sealed bottle, and I was like, oh shit.
We both looked at each other and go, this might be a bad idea moving forward.
Yeah, this is 100% a bad
So the
idea.
good thing about having a waitress or a waiter go get your drink is it's going to take a minute. So you don't have the time to just kill a fifth of Tito's vodka before the second show. But yeah, I had a good time. I'm happy. It snowed a little bit. Remember the lady who threw up? I talked about that. The lady who puked in her hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt that. I mean, it wasn't her fault.
No.
Did you say what
I give her the vaccine
the drink
shot. Yeah.
afterward gave it to the other guy?
Oh no, I forgot about that. Wait,
Yeah. So she threw up and they asked her to leave. They were very nice. I do feel bad for her, but they had just put some kind of red something or other down on her table, and you walked and picked it up, and you didn't know she had thrown up.
Right.
Now you're holding this pukey lady's drink, and then you're like, oh, should I? And then this guy comes out of the crowd, is just like, I'll do it, and you're like, all right, man.
Yeah. So the lady who threw, I didn't know she'd puked yet. All I saw was a full drink. I'm like, well, she's not going to come back and drink this. Somebody's going to want this.
Exactly.
So I handed it to another table. So I could have potentially.
I mean, there are alcoholics all over the place. We got to think about this.
They were ready to party. The curfew was lifted. We had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But you had to drive back, buddy.
Yes.
Tell me about that trip.
So, well, it started Sunday night.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know it was going to snow. And I think we were done with the first show, and they're like, yeah, it's coming. It's going to be here in like an hour, 12, 13, 19 inches. We don't know.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, it's going to be real bad. I was like, all right. So I talked to the manager and I was like, hey, if I have to, can I stay in the condo another day? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So I I mentally prepared to stay another day.
Okay.
So to stay till today, this morning, and drive home. And I woke up at like 8:00 yesterday. Nothing had happened.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I don't. But then they were saying, no, never mind. Last night was going to be the bad night.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel awful.
You're in this weird limbo area.
Exactly. Because I feel like everybody can, identify with, if you have to drive 8 hours, there's like a mental game to that.
Yeah. Right.
You got to kind of you got to be,
you
prepared for it.
you plan out your 8 hours ahead of time in your head. How am I going to kill 8 hours? Well, I got these 8 podcasts I can listen to. I'm going to stop at this one truck stop and get my favorite chicken nuggets or whatever it is. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And so now I'm sitting here. I'm like, now if I wait until Tuesday, I'm going to be here till Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm not going to do that. So I throw all my stuff together. I jump in the car. I'm like, I have family that lives in Virginia. And I was like, that's 5 hours away. I'll leave it. This is like 2:30. I'll leave now. I'll get there at 7:30. I'll spend the night there. I'll drive back to Raleigh in the morning. And I get in the car and I get out of Columbus and I'm in the car about 45 minutes and it starts to ice.
Oh man.
Like,
yeah.
And enough to where my windshield wipers are working, but where the water's stopping above them, it's just a sheet of ice.
Right. Oh,
so that is, so now I'm already a pretty anxious person in general, and I'm just absolutely freaking out. I can't tell what's going on. And I eventually get to West Virginia and I pull off into a gas station and the entire front of my car is a sheet of ice. And to the point where like there are ice finger things like coming off the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should be dead. There's no reason to be, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
Right.
There's no reason. But I'm here. You know,
yeah,
I
you made it. Okay,
good.
good. I didn't know how much of that you had to go through on
It
your way.
was-
'Cause you had to go back to Raleigh, but you stopped in Virginia.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was about halfway. It turned over to rain, but it was a stressful.
Yeah. Well,
2.5.
thank God you made it back, and I like your background. You got the Star Wars.
Oh, I got another one for you too. So you wanted to?
Yeah, I want to hear a crazy snow
Okay.
story, like any shady snowball fights you've been in. Oh, what's that?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite pictures. This was Raleigh a couple years ago.
Oh, wow.
I don't know how. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think this was on Glenwood.
Oh my goodness.
This is like 2 inches of snow. This person was trying to get up the hill and just revved it. I mean, they were redlining it for so long, their car exploded.
Oh my! Is this real? Is that
Yes,
an actual
yes.
photo from that?
Yes, that's the news photo from the guy blowing his car up. All these people, you can't see where I'm pointing.
No, I can see the car on fire.
Yeah, like the one on fire, and then all the ones like to the right of it, those are just abandoned. Like people just abandoned their cars in 2 inches of snow in Raleigh and like walked home.
Yeah, we don't like when it snows in this. I mean, you guys know when it snows in the South, we freak out. And
Yeah.
But that looks bad. That looks way worse than I would imagine. What do you know? What year that was?
I went 2017.
Okay,
It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Well, one of the worst snows, looking back, that I've dealt with was in Raleigh. I think it was 92. They called it Snowmageddon or the Snowpocalypse. But I think they do that every time it snows really hard. Like
That's
in Raleigh.
yeah, or anywhere, in the South. But just stranded, trapped into Gorman Crossings apartments with my roommates. Couldn't go anywhere. And I remember one roommate getting mad at the other one. Like all we did was just drink and do dumb things and start fighting each other. And then one guy got mad at the other one and picked up the laundry basket, threw his jeans out the window, okay? And just was like, yeah, take that. And then they got stuck up on a gutter. And then we forgot about him.
They froze up there.
And they froze. And then he went to get his jeans like the next day or two, and it was frozen in a perfect flying sidekick, which we thought was amazing. We're like, look at these jeans. It's like Bruce Lee's frozen midair. Yeah. But that was in Raleigh, of all places. And it doesn't snow a whole lot in Raleigh. And that's crazy, dude.
Did you? Because I remember, like, I used to love snow.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid, you love it, and I would stay out till my hands and feet hurt, just like building sled ramps and stuff with friends. But as soon as I started traveling for stand up, I'm like, I hate everything about it.
Yep.
Everything. I was in Wisconsin and I drove to the show. This was like 8 o'clock first show, 10 o'clock second show. Park for the first show. It's lightly snowing.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of the second show. It's about 11:30 and it is 8 inches on the ground. I mean, it dumped.
Yeah.
and I had to I was flying out the next morning, and it's 12:30 at night. My flight's at like 8. I just drove to the airport. Like, I hated it, so I was like, I'm not getting stuck here. I just drove. I know they can probably get out. I just slept in the, not even like by the gate, just the lobby of an airport
Yeah, like you're
for
just
like 6 hours. It's the most miserable. It's the worst thing.
It's when you're an adult and it ruins your day or your what you got going on, or if you're too old to enjoy it because you know you're going to break your coccyx. You know, you're like, I don't want no part of this. It is nice to look at though, and I feel like tall guys hate snow more than anybody.
It's a long way down, isn't it, Brent?
It is. Yeah, you're
Long
absolutely
way
right.
Yeah,
We don't want to be on no ice skates or no skis or anything. High heels. That's why you don't see us cross dressing. Right? Can you imagine us on high heels?
I am now, and I love it.
Yeah. I mean, they do make our calves look good, but I mean, just it's not. It's risk reward, and it's just not there.
I got to tell you another one. And by the way, if you're watching us live, we are reading your comments. And don't worry, we've got very funny comedian William Lee Martin's going to zoom in here in a second. I know some of you might be watching from his page. We got a great small town news story. And a little bit of Heffern and Reep. But I got to tell you this one. And again, I mean, I went through some shady times. You know what I mean? Like knocking down snowmen. And we got people on the phone, too. 3 people. Okay. So I'll wrap this up real quick. We're going to have we got callers calling in with some of their crazy snow stories.
Nice.
And this is dumb. So, like, this is during my NWA phase.
Oh, so like another flying burrito.
Yeah,
story.
but older.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh.
now with the ability to drive and stuff. So I had a truck for a while at NC State, and we thought it'd be funny if when it snowed that we would get in the truck and we'd have snowballs and we'd pull up and just start hitting people with snowballs.
Yeah.
Like drive-by shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's assault, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, right. And man, we went. NC State campus. Mm-hmm. We went to the middle where the bookstore is, which is on campus, and it's kind of a dead end if you drive in there to the bookstore. You got drive in, park, and then turn around. There's no other way out than the way you came in. Okay. So we're on campus. We're throwing snowballs at people. We're laughing. We're hee-hawing, and I'm driving the truck. By the way, I'm not the guy throwing the snowballs.
Oh, makes you feel better though, didn't it?
Yeah,
less guilty.
I feel a little less guilty now that I say this.
Deniability.
Yeah. Yes, and we pull in to the bookstore, and one guy, I'm not going to name names, Shay, stands up, takes a snowball. And this dude had just gotten out of his car to go into a bookstore or whatever, and he goes, "Hey, man!" And the guy looked up like maybe it was a friend that he knew, and he had this happy, anxious look on his face, and then they just pelted him in the face, and it hit him right in the mouth.
Oh.
And you saw his head do like that. I'm like, oh, no, that was too hard.
Yeah.
That's not good. This is assault, and I feel really bad. And I'm
You're
like,
over here rolling your window up like, I don't even know.
like, why did you do that? Just hit him in the leg, not the face.
Leg shot. You was going for
A leg shot. And so now I'm like, we got to get out of here, But we gotta turn around and go back the way we came. And by the time we got to the end of the parking lot to turn around, this guy was so mad. He pulled his car to block us so we couldn't leave. And he was going to beat the crap out of... I mean, look, we could have taken him. There was 5 of us. But the ball's on this guy. He was going to kill all of us. And I'm like, well, I got a truck. We're going off-road. And then we went down this thing and put it in, we got out of there. But I feel so bad. And I don't know who this dude is, but I guarantee you he tells this story for the rest of it. Because what a random thing to happen to you in your life. Yeah. Right? Like there's a crazy snow day at NC State, and these dudes attacked me with an ice ball.
Probably as a scar.
Probably like a student too.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, yeah.
It's horrible. So my apologies. Brent, thank you for zooming in.
Thank
and
you,
hopefully
buddy.
You're going to be with me in Fort Worth?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, if they're open.
Yeah, if they're thawed out by then.
Yeah.
We're going to find out when William Lee Martin zooms in because he's in Fort Worth and he can tell us a
Awesome.
little bit about that. But we got people on the phone. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Brent Blakeney, everybody. 6 feet
up.
taller than you,
Top
dude.
1 inch.
All right, the Alan Jackson. I believe we've got people on hold who may or may not have some good Snowmageddon stories, and I'd like to hear some of them. So let me know when they're on the phone. And hi, you're on the Country-ish podcast. Who am I talking to?
Your friend Roseanne.
Roseanne Henshaw. Roseanne Henshaw. Roseanne, are you buried in the snow right now?
No, actually, we're almost floating.
You're floating?
It's like floating. Yes, there was a huge amount of rain, and it's like if you go outside, you sink to your knees.
I forgot where you're calling in from, but are you recording this? I hear
Virginia
like
Beach.
a ticking noise. Oh, Virginia Beach. That's right. So you didn't get the snow then. But do you have a good snow story for us, Roseanne Henshaw?
Well, a couple. I know when we lived in California, and we were coming cross country. The kids saw snow for the first time. They thought someone left the freezer door open. And when I was a kid, I wanted to go back home, and I mean, this was in New Jersey, and you would go to school. It could be 3 feet of snow, and they would still have school open.
Yeah,
You'd
I
have
know.
to
That's
walk to
crazy.
school. You know, I mean, up in Richmond, my God, they had a quarter of an inch, and everybody was abandoning their cars on Broad Street one time when we lived there. I mean, literally abandoning their cars because of a quarter inch of snow. But
Crazy.
in order to get home, I had in New Jersey. In order to get home, I had to climb. I had to go up this steep hill, but it was iced over.
Yeah.
So every time I tried getting up, I'd slide back down. So I almost had to be almost like a mountain climber.
Gravity.
Looking for plants and everything else to grab, using my book bag to help keep me from sliding down the. Oh, it must have took me a good hour just to get off.
Well, I'm happy
that hill
that
to
you're
get-
alive and you made it, and I'm happy you're not
Yeah.
you're floating and you're not cold, and at least your power
Right.
is
Well,
working.
it's warm today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, today was almost 70 degrees.
Well, that's great. Thank you for calling in, and we'll talk to you next time. The Alan Jackson, put her on hold, and let's go to the next phone call. Oh, there's. I didn't know if she was going to sneak a noise in there or not. She did a little cat.
Well, and
Did
she
you hear
had,
it?
She had a little cat, but I wonder if the cat was on the record that was
Well,
going
that's
around
what
and
was
around.
bugging me. Was I
It's
heard
the round.
Yeah.
I think it's like, when the old vinyl album.
I heard someone sniffing. We got a new person on the phone. Who am I talking to?
Sean with the U. Kelly.
Oh.
Sean with the U. Kelly. You're not even qualified, Sean with the U. Kelly, to call from Florida to talk about cold.
Oh, is that where he's calling in from?
Yes,
Hey.
he's calling from.
What do you know about snow?
I used to live in Atlanta. So
Atlanta, hot
I mean, right
Atlanta.
now it's
I love that
Yeah,
his
right
his
now
argument
it's,
for his snow knowledge
Is
is that he's also lived in Atlanta.
He's lived in Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, it has snowed in Atlanta before. So, all right, Sean with you,
Yeah.
Kelly.
I mean-
I hope
I mean-
you got a good snow story for me.
well, yeah. Right now, I just want to say it's 65 degrees and it was sunny all day today. So
Yeah.
none of y'all are jealous about that. But no, when the blizzard you were talking about, I think it was 92 or 93.
Yes.
We had just moved to Atlanta from here, and I was 13 years old. We had never seen anything but like a flurry or two here and there.
Yeah.
Me and my sister were out the day that it snowed, and it was like 15, 20 degrees, winds blowing. We got 7 or 8 inches of snow that day.
Yep.
And me and my sister are the only idiots out there playing in it because we never seen it that day. And we come in the house one time, and my mom's like, "Okay, I can't go back out anymore." They're like, "Why?" Because we had no power, so we don't want to freeze to death. So we didn't even get to enjoy it as much as we wanted to.
Yeah.
Now the next day we went out and played with everybody, sledding down the hills and stuff. But now I'm back here, and like I said, 65 degrees today
Yeah.
when everybody's whining about snow.
Yeah.
It wasn't too bad today.
Yeah. You ever make snow cream?
No, we didn't.
No.
That was the biggest, probably the most snow I ever saw at one time. Was that the first time I ever saw snow? So we never really had that much when I was still living back up there. It's happened a couple times now since we moved back to Florida.
Yeah.
And it's happened in Atlanta, but
Damn,
nothing major
flatlanders.
in a long time. So.
What you know about snow cream, Sean Setzer?
Well, we used to make snow cream. My mom would go out and let's make snow cream.
Do you think that's something that they would do today? It seems like it's too toxic today.
But my dad gave me one piece of advice. Sean, if you're still on, make sure you always remember this. Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah. That is.
I did learn. I do know that. I do.
Thank
know
goodness.
That.
Some Floridians don't understand that when they come up here and they try to eat the yellow snow.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
I think
Sean,
it's frozen
you
lemonade
Kelly.
or something.
Hey, thanks for calling in, dude. I'm happy that you're in sunny Florida where it's
So
65
happy.
degrees.
So happy.
Let's go to someone who might be snowed in the Alan Jackson. I hope the next caller has a better story than Roseanne and Sean with a U. Kelly. I'm just kidding. Is there someone on the phone? Yeah. Okay. You're on the phone right now with me, Jon Reep, and Sebastian. Who am I talking to?
Hello, gentlemen.
Oh, wait. Let me guess. Is this Samantha Dawn Kingston?
Yes, sir.
Now, do you have snow where you're at?
We have pieces of snow and lots of mud right now.
Okay. Well, do you have an interesting, crazy snow story? You ever made a snow penis?
No, but we've made snow cream.
Yeah, okay. Now, how do you make snow cream? What are the ingredients? I know one of them is snow.
Snow, condensed milk, sugar, and vanilla.
There you go.
There you go.
So you can make that without snow. You just get ice. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
They call it ice
crushed ice.
cream.
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't even think of that.
We need that. Can you get them things that
Ice cream, yeah. So
Yeah, ice cream. That's what they call it.
What about you? What about you, Samantha? I think I just rolled over this card. You got any good snow stories for me?
I had moved down to Cherry Point, North Carolina, which is a Marine base near New Bern, and it snowed. Been down there 4 or 5 years, never snowed one day.
Mm-hmm.
The day we decide to move back to Virginia, it snows maybe 2 inches, 2.5 inches. They shut everything down.
That's what they do. And anytime it snows in the South and we're not used to it, just the very prediction of snow. You know what I mean? They'll cancel school for a week. Or it'll be like, you better run to the store and get bread and milk. So I don't know why.
Bread, milk, and toilet paper.
What is the obsession with bread and milk?
And most of us never eat bread and milk anyway.
No.
But we have to go get it.
Yeah.
We've been programmed.
Yeah, programmed for that.
Yeah.
You don't need that to make snow cream.
No.
Well, you need the milk.
Not that's condensed.
Condensed milk, yeah. Oh, by the way, what is condensed milk? I've heard of it. I've seen it. I'm sure I've drank it or eaten it. I mean, is it just milk packed into a smaller container?
It's in a can and it's sweetened.
Oh, it's sweetened. Okay.
And it's thicker. Yeah.
Thicker? Oh, it is condensed. Okay, so it has
You
less.
can make this with condensed
water.
or breast milk. Either one. It depends.
That's funny. Well, thank you, Samantha. Are you doing okay?
Doing okay.
Good to hear.
Yep. Did you like your knife?
Huh? Yes.
Did you like
Thank
your
you.
knife?
Thank you for bringing it up. I knew she sent us this, dude. Were you here for that episode?
I wasn't here.
Yeah. So Samantha Dawn Kingston sent me
Just don't cut yourself.
a country-ish knife in the mail, and it says country-ish with Jon Reep, and it's got the wooden panel on it. And I'm not a.
He doesn't know how to use it,
I don't
Samantha,
hunt.
but
I don't,
we do thank you.
But
for
I didn't understand how to shut it until stainless.
yeah.
So thank you. I got a Tac Force
You're
country-ish knife, and the next time I get a residual check, I will open it with this.
Yes.
So thank you, Samantha Dawn Kingston. All righty. Appreciate you all calling in. I hope you're not snowed in, and I hope that you got your power on. And this tune this too shall pass. So we'll get through this. The Alan Jackson, I think maybe we should take a quick break. And then we've got a hilarious small town news story. We've got,
it's going to be good.
It's going to be great. We've got William Lee Martin who's going to zoom in from Fort Worth, Texas, where it is snowing right now. I hope he's got power. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more country-ish after this. Hey, everybody. Jon Reep here. Just want to say thank you for listening or watching this podcast. We love it when you do that. Also, I want you to go cruising with me. That's right. Not in a car, in a ship. That's right. It's the Reeps Peeps Comedy Cruise. Check it out. If you go to jonreep.com, click on the Reeps Peeps Cruise. All the information you need is right there. It's in 2021. You got plenty of time. November the 6th through the 11th. We're going to a private beach in Haiti. We're going to Nassau. I'm doing stand-up. We're doing a podcast, and we're doing karaoke. 5 nights. It's going to be a blast. Get on the boat with me, Jon Reep, and the Reeps Peeps Cruise. If you love this podcast and you love wearing shirts, well, we got something for you. If you go to countryishpodcast.com, click on merchandise, it'll take you to my store, and we have an awesome t-shirt for you. It's a Country-ish Podcast t-shirt. Look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Also, it's got the website on there. It's a soft tee, very soft, feels good on your skin, and it helps us keep the lights on here at the studio. So check out countryishpodcast.com, click on merchandise, get yourself a t-shirt, and know that I love you. Hey, and we're back. Thanks for hanging in there. We've got a lot of show left, and we are live right now, and we've got 2 interns checking your comments, Facebook and YouTube. Don't forget, William Lee Martin coming up, small town news story. But let's go to the interns real quick. Isaiah, how you doing back there?
I'm doing great.
I like the Prince shirt.
Thank you.
Any interesting comments?
Yeah, Bob Haynes was wanting to know if Roseanne was mining ice.
Mining ice.
Yeah, the tick, tick, tick noise.
Oh, yeah.
That's what
That
he
did
thought
sound
it
like
was.
she was mining coal or ice or
What do you
some
think
shit.
that was?
It sounded to me like a 33 vinyl record that it got to the end and
Yeah. I've seen a lot of detective shows and docuseries, and that's how the mob knows they're being recorded, is when there's like a thing that happens. Yeah, so that's what
So Roseanne might be in the mob, is
maybe
what you're
she
saying.
is. Maybe she's part of the
could be an
mob.
She's
Or
a
the
mob
FBI.
boss.
Maybe she's part of the FBI. Elliot, the intern's intern, what about you? Any interesting comments?
We had one going back to his M80 comment. So Joshua Hughes sat there and was talking about flaming snowballs, basically turning a propane tank upside down, filling a snowball with the gas, lighting it, and then throwing it.
Oh, whoa.
ooh, that's dangerous.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sir,
So
we
wait a
much
minute.
more safety.
So you make a snowball, and then you put gas in the snowball and throw it at a propane tank that has already have a flame coming out of it? This sounds like a snowy Dukes of Hazzard episode.
Hey,
Did it ever snow at a Dukes of Hazzard episode? It had to at least
Surely
once.
once.
That's probably where they got the idea with the old.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking with the bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to do that now. I've never thought of that.
We'll re-mention that to John Schneider next time.
Yes. That would be fun, huh?
Yeah.
You take a snowball. Kids, I hope you're not don't do this stuff.
Let
but-
us try it first.
Yeah, let us try it. Oh, that sounds fun. All right. Well, we got a lot of show to get to, so let's get to it. And I have to come clean with you about something that I've been doing on Monday nights, and I think maybe you already know about it. I do another podcast.
You were, is what you told me. You were doing another one.
I did it last night. I did it last night with John Heffron, comedian. Yeah, we did. Well, that's what this 80s, 90s box is out here. We did some trivia with listeners.
Oh,
I know
the
you like trivia, yeah.
And that's ironically on Monday night I go to trivia.
That's right.
and you did trivia with
Without you.
Hefferon, whatever his name is.
Not Heifer.
I thought his name was Heifer.
He's not overweight.
Oh.
He's not a cow. John Heffron.
But he knows nothing about 80s trivia.
Um.
It's not from what I saw. Not that I was watching.
Oh wait,
Not that I saw it.
Huh?
But if
You've
I
been
would have,
watching
if
this.
I would have seen it,
You
you don't
did
know
the
anything.
whole time.
He didn't.
Well, why don't we watch this clip? We did trivia, and we had fans zoom in and play some trivia with us, and this was an interesting Zoom call that happened on Heffron and Reep. Check this out.
Say your name, either John or Sully. Jon Reep, you be John. Sully, you be Sully. And I will ask a question, and you just say, okay? Here we go. Name something that makes a sound containing the letter X.
John.
Sully. Telephone.
Shit.
Wait a second. Alan, can you jump in? I need a ref. John said it, but he said that Sully's name.
Said Sully's name.
He technically did say Sully's name, so I think Sully should get first guess.
So it goes to Sully then.
Yeah.
John put his foot out of bounds.
I hit the wrong buzzer.
Sully with the steal, something that makes a sound containing the letter X. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Xylophone.
Boom. Sully with the win on the misstep from Jon Reep. Sully coming in. Sully winning 1 versus 0 right now. Here's the next question. Name a crime. Do not say the first one you think of, FYI. Name a crime that contains an R. Do not say the first thing.
John.
Okay.
Rape.
What did I say?
I said the first one. Robbery came to my mind first, and I moved on to rape.
You can't say that. That's not a fun.
Solid.
That was the first one I thought of. Okay, no, you win.
I didn't know it was in your head.
Okay, that's a weird.
My
Alan?
last name is Reep. It sounds very close to rape.
Okay, Okay, we're moving on.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's 1-1.
Wally, that one. That's I got to go with the crowd on that one, but I don't know. I kind of think it should be okay. Here's the next one. Something. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna go this one. We're gonna go this indie rock. Here we go, everybody. I'm gonna change how my voice is. Something that fits in your hand, containing an H. Something that fits in your hand, containing an H. Sully. Wait, you have to. If you have to say your name, you have to say the answer almost.
I don't. Immediately.
The
first thing that came to mind was heroin.
Oh my God.
Heroin. Okay.
Well, I guess
that
would fit in your
Suddenly
hand.
This podcast is taking a weird. He said heroin. I wish I had a timer.
I was just gonna say hair.
2-1. Okay. Heroin in your hand. Hair dryer.
Hold it. Yeah, I don't know.
I thought you had to.
I guess you're holding.
Okay.
All right. Come on, dude. Gotta lighten up a little bit.
Sorry.
I know it's hurtful. It gets you right here, don't it? Look, you're here with me right now. Let's wait. In fact, wait. Speaking of right here, right now, is he in the bullpen?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay, zooming in right now, all the way from very snowy Fort Worth, where I'm going to be, by the way. I'm doing shows in this dude's town, Hyenas Comedy Club, February 25, 26, 27, Hyenas in Fort Worth. Hopefully we'll get to talk about this. Zooming in all the way. I've known this dude for quite some time. He's a cowboy. He likes his cowboy hat. Let's all welcome right now William Lee Martin. And he's here with us right now, William Lee Martin. How are you, buddy?
Good, John. Well, actually, I'm cold, man. I'm in North Texas, so we've got our 1 week of winter right now, and literally next Wednesday it's forecast to be 72 degrees.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I saw that in the news last night. You guys are frozen solid. At least you have power.
Yeah, I almost feel guilty because I have power, and but there are people that have been without power for some time though.
Where did you get your start?
I actually got it with Hyenas in Arlington. I guess 25 years ago now. It's been 25 years, and so I was writing advertising. I was 30 years old, and I was miserable. I used to look out my floor window thinking, well, floors kill me or just break my leg. It was never a good break either. Like even in my mind, it was like high up on the leg. You'd have to have a body cast and a catheter.
Right. Yeah.
Job, here's my poop. And then one day I lost my job in advertising. We all did. We got sold to another company. And as my grandmother who said, what do you want to do? And I said, I don't know. And she said, well, why don't you go home and look in the mirror and ask yourself, are you happy?
Mm-hmm.
You're almost 30 years old and I never see you smile. I like to say I did that, but I didn't, buddy. I went home and I stayed in a fetal position for 5.5 months.
Oh, boy.
And 6, but unemployment runs out in 5.5. Right. The true story. I'd written a book called Life on a Neon Moon. Now that she's gone and took the dog with her, which was about breakup. And it was also 90s, the mid 90s when country bars were big. So it's basically a dating book, but everybody kept telling me that it read like stand up. And now I've lost this job. I wasn't very happy with doing any of it. And a UPS driver comes next door one day, and I go next door to pick up a package for my friend. But my real objective was to go next door and tell him my pity party, right?
Yeah, right.
And I told him I was fired, told him I was a single dad, didn't know how I was going to make ends meet. And he looked at me like, good, that's one less box I'll bring out here, dude.
Right.
And I went home and I was dejected, and I turned off the phone and the television, all the distractions of life. And I'd simply ask in the mirror, am I happy? And I knew the answer before I even said it, but I stood there and I for 4 hours later, I called my grandmother and I said, since I was 5 years old, I just wanted to be on stage, television, radio, and print. And she said, go for it. And I said, what if I lose the house? Mm-hmm. She said, buy you another one, boy. Mm-hmm. She said, I don't want you to be 30 or 50 or even 80 and go through the would have, could have, or should have.
Right.
And this is from a woman that found out she had a tumor on her lung about the size of my fist and dying of lung cancer. So
wow.
That's how we started. I mean, I started out at Hyenas in Arlington and never looked back, man.
Like, who did you look up to as as a young guy? Other comedians?
What? I was watching a lot of comedy, and now it's sad because the moment that you mentioned Bill Cosby, everybody goes, "Whoa!" Right? But his album himself, when he's in the brown suit,
yeah, I know it well. That is, to this day, I still tell people Bill Cosby himself is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Hour and 20 minutes of just punch you in the face funny. It never gets, overly aggressive, or it never gets preachy, and it still holds up today, man. If you watch that thing, I watched it a couple of months ago, and if you watch that thing still holds up.
Yeah.
I was also a Tim Allen fan. He had come out with Men Are Pigs,
mm-hmm.
But I was watching, Robert Klein, some of the smarter guys too, and I just, I really wanted to be in show business since I was little. I wanted to be a songwriter. Or I wanted to be in the movies. I wanted to write movies. That's all I really wanted to be.
Yeah.
The reason why I went into advertising, because, I realized at some point I'm not good looking enough to be an actor, right? And I can write songs, but I can't sing them.
Yeah.
So advertising was going to be my lead in to just be in show business. It was simply to be in show business. And then so we found stand-up, and, I went from that open mic to headlining the clubs in about 3 years, which was unheard of.
Yeah, that's really quick. I remember you as Cowboy Bill Martin. At some point, you changed it to William Lee Martin. Was that just sort of a natural progression? I used to be called the Hickory Dance Machine, and I had to get rid of the dance part because I'm too old to dance now. You know what I mean?
Well, didn't you understand? Actually, the name Cowboy Bill actually came from my grandfather. My grandfather's name was William Lee. My name was William Lee. He didn't want me to be called Little Bill, because he said he'll hate it as a grown up. Call that boy Cowboy Bill. And I was actually named after the old wrestler back in the 60s, Cowboy Bill Watts.
Okay.
My grandfather was a huge wrestling fan. And then he died when I was 6 years old. So I didn't allow anybody to call. He was the only one that called me Cowboy Bill anyway. But I didn't allow anybody to even call me Bill or Billy. I was William Martin all the way through school. And then when I went into this whole stand-up thing, I had been being called Bill since I was having people call me Bill in college and all the way through.
Okay.
But I written the book, Life on the Neon Moon, and I got a guy on a radio station to give me a bit part to call in to promote these ladies' nights at this dance club in Arlington. And we scripted out and everything else, and I was really taking the lead back from an unknown guy named Larry the Cable Guy. Larry
rings a bell.
Yeah, I had a couple of hits. So so I was going to do my call in, but it was just going to be Bill Martin calling in, right? My buddy Bill.
Yeah.
I was calling in from Cowboys in Arlington, and the guy says, "We've got Cowboy Bill from Cowboys at Arlington calling in on ladies' night." And it just felt like it fit perfectly.
Yeah.
Right. And so the next week was my first open mic. And the guy goes, "You probably heard him on KSCS," which nobody had. Right. And, and he introduced me as Cowboy Bill.
Yeah.
And so I was Cowboy Bill all the way through for 20 years of my career. But what it did was, guys that are real cowboys, and I know a lot of real cowboys, and they can ride and rope and do it for a living. Well, they didn't like coming to the show because unless they saw me, because they're real cowboys. Why is this guy calling him cowboy?
Right.
And then black folks and brown folks wouldn't come to the show because they damn sure ain't going to go see a guy named Cowboy Bill.
Sure.
And then about 10 years ago, I got out on the cruises. And when I first went there, I thought I was taking my career to end, because I was actually the fifth guy signed with the management group with Blue Collar when it first came out, with 4 Points Management.
Okay.
So I jumped from there, in 2000 to, 2010, and now I'm doing cruising. And I thought my career was over.
Right.
I didn't know that they had changed up the whole philosophy, and it was a comedy club, and I was working a whole bunch of different audiences. I mean, it was across the board, completely different. And then I decided I got my own CMT special.
Mm-hmm.
My wife and I produced it ourselves. I mean, we're like the Little Rascals around here. By God, let's put on a show.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome.
We built the set. You know what it is. You're part of all of it. And so I sold the special to CMT, Cowboy Bill Martin, Let the Laughter Roll. And I was cussing all the way through the thing, because I worked clean the first 5 years.
Yeah.
The next 15, I worked dirtier and dirtier. And then I did the CMT special.
Okay.
And it went well, big numbers, everything was great, but I still felt like something was missing.
Okay.
Something was tugging at me. And then I rededicated my life to Christ, and yet I still wasn't changing my act,
Yeah, that's I get that. I see guys like that where they go, "Well, I'm used to doing it this way,
right,
but my life has changed." But it takes a little bit for the act to change with the life sometimes.
Well, and for me, it changed overnight. I was out mowing the grass, and I was literally praying about it, John. I said, and I've said this before. I was praying. I said, "God, why don't you let me grab the brass string? You let Rodney Carrington grab it, and you let Ron White grab it. So obviously, there's not a morality clause."
Right.
So obviously, there's no cussing stipulation. Why don't I? So and just like you and I are talking, the voice in my head said, "Listen, son, I put you out on a cruise ship for 7 years to change anything about your life. And the only thing you were willing to change was your name. And you want me to work the miracle."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You're waiting on me. I'm waiting on you.
Okay. Yeah.
And I made wholesale changes to the act that day. I went in and just started dropping every bit that and also all the words and everything else. And there were times that I would look back at a set that was taped, and if I took out the word the and F out of it, I only did about 8 minutes of material.
Right. Yeah. And I also wanted to ask you about your Cowboys Who Care Foundation.
Oh, thanks, man. So, we started Cowboys Who Care in 2011 because of a girl named Ashley Miller. Her mom and dad asked me to put my name on a golf tournament to raise some money for her. She had a rare form of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
We were happy to do that, and then the cancer goes into remission, and it came back with a vengeance. And she lost her battle with cancer in June of 2011, right? 2011.
Okay.
And I knew I wanted to help and didn't know how. I was part of the Wrangler Tough Enough to Wear Pink program at the time, which I looked great in pink. But other than that, I don't think I was helping much.
Yeah.
I was pretty sure people were aware of breast and cancer, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so, but with this thing with the kids, I knew I wanted to help and didn't know how. And then one day I get put on a Carnival cruise ship and they put me in a room with a bunk bed. And I'm pissed. I mean, I am pissed, right?
Yeah.
And I'm 6'3", so setting up is difficult all week, and I'm really into me. Right. And then the next day, I'm just Googling kids with cancer, kind of opened it up to the universe, right? And it had all these big, bright, beautiful faces, smiles, and bald heads. And in the mirror, because of the room that I was in, I could see my cowboy hat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it hit me. That was the aha moment. Well, these kids need cowboy hats. What 7-year-old wants to wear a wig? What 7-year-old wouldn't want to wear a cowboy hat?
Okay, yeah.
And my wife and I formed Cowboys Who Care. And our mission is to provide smiles, support, and brand new cowboy hats to boys and girls with cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. In the last, 9, almost 10 years now, we've given away a little over 10,000 brand new hats.
Wow, no kidding. That's great.
Thanks to Resistol. Resistol's have been our sponsor all the way through this, the largest hat manufacturer. They're also sister with Stetsons. So they're all made out of Garland, Texas. So
wow,
they're just wonderful. And it really is, it really does put a smile on kids' faces. And we are truly expanding the program. But right now, the people that are listening, because we can't get out to the hospitals, we have a program called a Request a Hat. And if you know a child in your neighborhood that, God forbid, has cancer or a life-threatening illness, you can go on our website, cowboyswhocare.org, fill out the form, and we'll send that child a brand new cowboy hat free of charge. No shipping, no handling, no strings attached. They just have to follow under those umbrellas, So we do have a couple of people that have sent us a request, and we put on the form now. We have to because of America the way it is. It's like, does your kid have these?
Oh, right.
No, just loves hats.
Yeah. Can you believe that happens? I just got this hat sent to me in the mail from my manager because he heard me talk about how I'm going to be running for mayor of Hickory, and he put this on a hat. It just says Mayor of Hickory. So now I have to wear this hat.
I've also been doing songwriting and screenwriting since the lockdown, and I just signed a deal with Myriad Publishing in Nashville, a publishing deal and everything else. But I'm doing a lot of writing, and what you're telling me is that you're 48 years old, you moved in with your mom, you're running for mayor, and if we don't write a treatment for that together, I'm going to be very hurt. I'm going to be very hurt if we can't write, a sitcom treatment for that right there, because that, brother, is a show.
I agree with you 100%, and maybe this is going to be a way for me and you to keep in touch. We're going to work on this project together, okay?
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to zoom in and talk to me. I want to do this again sometime. I feel like we haven't talked in forever, and it's just good to see your face again, brother.
Yeah, you too, man. And one of my favorite, I don't remember, I don't know if we can talk about this story, but Vinnie Paul's restaurant, right? He had pictures with celebrities all over the walls.
Okay.
And y'all two had a picture on the wall there after you left. I don't know if you knew that.
I have a picture in that restaurant?
Yeah. So I don't know if the restaurant's still open because I haven't been there since Vinny's gone.
Okay.
Right? But I also have a picture there at the restaurant. But it's the very last picture at the exit.
Really?
It always makes me happy because I always imagine somebody touching one of the steaks or potatoes, right? And some big bus boy, grab a hold of him.
Yeah.
Slam his head into the wall as they're throwing him out of there. And then he looks up and goes, Cowboy Bill.
That's the last thing I want to say. I might have to go revisit that restaurant while I'm in town. I'll let you know if it's still there.
Yeah, let me know. Butler will know. So
yeah, I'm sure I'll see him.
Well,
all right, brother. Hey, I really appreciate you doing this, man. All right, have a good one, brother.
Take care.
We'll see you, man. All right, thank you for watching that, and I love talking to him. It's hopefully I will get to see him in Fort Worth, Tejas, that's Texas, at Hyenas Comedy Club. But we got more show to do. Real quick, let me go to the interns. Any interesting comments since we've been talking to old Cowboy Bill Martin? I like to still call him Cowboy Bill Martin. I know he changed his name.
Yeah, somebody earlier said that I'm glad you're a comedian because you're not that great of a singer.
Oh, well, how nice. And me too. But, I got to say, Cher is not my go-to song.
Well, they're talking about you weren't that great of a singer.
Huh?
I think you're a pretty good singer, John.
Pretty good.
Thanks.
Like, I think you could make it on American Idol.
Thank you, buddy. I just like the way it sounds when he talks.
Yeah. Maybe Dancing with the Stars would be a better fit for you.
I tried Dancing with the Stars. Didn't hear anything. I used to be the Hickory Dance Machine.
Yeah.
Sent them the tape.
Nothing.
No. So that, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie.
C'est la vie. What were you telling me the other day about that? That someone got that mixed up with.
Someone I know, when someone comes up to you and says, "Oh, I think we've said this before, been here before," that's deja vu.
Yeah.
But she said, "Oh, I think I just had c'est la vie."
I love that. Do you correct someone in that moment, or do you
I just started laughing
it?
and crying.
Yeah, that's great.
To me, that was great. Yeah.
Well, I think we move on, c'est la vie, deja vu, to our final segment. Dare I say, sometimes might be the anchor of the show. And this is going to be great. Just kind of in time for Valentine's Day. A nice little love story. There's a lot of negative things that are going on.
Ooh.
Here we go. Thank you, Justin Clyde. Why don't you tell them what's coming up?
We're just small town dudes with small town news, breaking stories of crimes committed you never do. Mind your P's and Q's or they'll cover you. The town may be small, but the news is huge.
Alrighty. Speaking of small town news, this is from one of your favorite places in the United States of America, Florida.
Of course.
Yeah. They could use a little snow to cool their jets sometimes. You know what I mean?
They're all heated up. Crazy.
Always heated up. Let me read you this one right here. A Florida man stole an engagement ring and wedding bands from one girlfriend and used them to propose to another girlfriend. Happy Valentine's Day. This is too much love in his heart.
This is every Saturday night in Florida.
I feel like it. An arrest warrant was issued for Joseph Davis, 48 years old, who had not been found as of Friday. So this dude...
He's on the run.
I think he's still on the run, Joseph Davis. The investigation started earlier this year when a woman from Orange City, Florida, you know where that is?
Yep.
Where is that, by the way? Is that close to, is it outside of Orlando?
It's up in Central, yeah. I think it's a
Okay.
little bit below Orlando.
So this is what happened. This woman from Orange City, Florida, told detectives she had discovered her boyfriend was actually engaged to someone else. And she looked up the fiance's Facebook page, the other girls. Like, she looked her up on Facebook. and she noticed a photo of her wearing a wedding band and engagement ring that was identical to her own from a prior marriage.
Okay, hold the press.
Yes. Talk to me, Goose.
So you're saying Joseph
Joseph
stole
Davis.
this girl's rings, former girlfriend.
Yeah. So she was already married.
Yeah, who was married before, who got a set of rings from her previous husband.
But I guess she kept them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joseph took another man's rings.
Right.
That he gave to a woman that he was there.
Proposed to her.
And proposed to another girl with those rings.
Yeah.
And then the girl number 1 saw this girl number 2 on Facebook.
Yes. I mean, look, it's 2021.
It's tough to get away with
Listen to me,
anything.
guys. It's 2021. You cannot get away with this stuff anymore. I mean, these are crimes from the 1800s.
Yeah. Or at least the 1980s.
1980s, before the internet. All right? So wise up. When the woman checked her jewelry box, she found out her rings were missing, as were several other pieces of jewelry, including a diamond ring that belonged to her grandmother. The total value of the stolen property, $6,270. So it wasn't just a crime of passion, like I'm going to steal this ring to use for this girl. He stole other things. You know what I mean? Other jewelry. I mean, this was like $6,000 worth of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So this is straight up theft as well. Stole her heart and her dang rings. Horrible. The Orange City woman reached out to the new fiance, right? So she found her and she reached out to her, and then she returned some of the items, and they both called it off with that guy. So they both canceled their relationship with
This
Davis.
is what happens.
Yep. So you try to get two, you end up with nothing.
That's exactly right.
Let that be a lesson.
That should be a lesson.
And they called it off with Davis, who also went by the names of, so he had alias names.
Oh, I want to hear.
Yeah. Joe Brown, very generic. Marcus Brown. So this dude, Joseph Davis, had 2 aliases, both with the last name of Brown.
Okay, this is Joseph.
That's him right
That's
there.
the real Joseph Davis.
I think he looks like the guy from Pulp Fiction. Ving Rhames, is that his name?
Yep.
Wait, did that guy pass away?
I think he passed away, mate.
No, he's still kicking because I think he does the Arby's commercials. I think. Alan isn't he the Arby's guy, or do you not know? I figured you'd know.
Wait, you can't throw Alan into this.
Yeah, I figured I would know. I figured
Isaiah.
you would know because you're
you're asking me about Arby's. I don't know the Arby's spokesperson. I'm sorry.
That's hilarious, by the way. I
Yeah.
like that he just tried to include you
in
that.
in
Help
his-
me out, Alan.
in the mistake. Because
that's
the
great.
Green Mile guy, is that the Green
Right,
Mile?
that's who I'm.
Wait, no, that
The Green Mile guy.
He's
No,
dead.
and
He
that's
died.
the one he looks like.
yeah, the Green Mile guy's dead.
Oh, that's
Michael.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Yeah, Michael.
So
he passed away a couple
he
years ago.
looks more like Michael Clark
Okay.
Duncan, and that guy passed away.
Yeah.
So why not use his name?
Use his name.
Right. Why go with Joe Brown and Marcus Brown?
Well, Joe Brown's the judge. Maybe that gives you more. Remember?
Oh,
Joe Brown, the
that's
judge.
right. The judge show Joe Brown.
Judge Joe Brown.
But he doesn't look like that Joe Brown.
No, he doesn't.
But he went with Marcus Brown and
Why do
Joe.
you think he went with Marcus?
I don't know. I think it's a good name. You know, and he's also
Is that
wearing
a player's name?
I wonder if he got that. Where he got that? That piece of jewelry he's wearing around his
Probably
neck.
out of her jewelry box.
What is that he's wearing?
That's an American Liberty Eagle coin.
Oh, you know your coins.
I do know my coins.
I bet I wonder how much that thing's worth.
So let's say about $1,800 with the change, 24 karat gold.
And he's also wearing looks like to be an army shirt.
Yeah.
Is this also stolen valor?
He's got discipline.
Well, who knows if he actually is from the army though? You can't trust this guy.
You don't know.
Who knows if Joseph Davis, Marcus Brown, or Joe Brown were even in the army? I mean, I'm sure one of these guys were.
So this is what happens now because women, they get on that mess. They probably got on Messenger, started talking to each other, and busted.
Sure.
And now he has to be he's fleeing.
Yes,
He's
is
on
on
the
the run, and they're looking for him. And this photo was posted by the sheriff's department or whatever in that town. Scroll back up there, Alan. I want to see the actual name of the town. If you keep going. Yeah. Volusia. Is that, am I saying that right?
Volusia. This is
Volusia.
the count.
Yeah.
Sean U. Kelly.
Oh, is that where Sean?
He lives in Volusia County, Zadu.
Well, let's get him on the case.
Well, we need to. Me and him. We'll start.
Sean with the U. Kelly. I know you're still watching this. This guy's loose in your town. We're gonna find him because there's 2 women that he has their hearts and
their jewelry.
Yeah, the fiance who lives in Orlando told detectives she had been duped too. Davis once took the fiance. This is where the story.
Oh, it goes on. There's more to the story.
Worse,
okay.
Right? So Davis once took the fiance to a house that actually belonged to the Orange City woman while she was at work and claimed it was his. He then asked the fiance to move in with him, and then he disappeared. He just ghosted. I think he knew they were onto him. But what? Why? Why? I mean, he went the other girl's house.
Which this would never work for me because if I would take a girl to a female's house, I would think the female would notice that there's female things. Take a female into your house sometime. Okay. And let them look around. And the first thing they're going to look for, they're going to the bathroom and they're going to see if there's any female stuff in the bathroom. They're going to check your trash cans. They're going to check everything. They look around.
Well, I feel like if it's her, maybe she hadn't put her stuff in there. Maybe it was a house that was on the market. I don't know the whole story.
So she had decorated.
Maybe there was nothing in there in the house.
And he was.
He could have been that bold to walk in and go like, "Hey, will you move in with me? I mean, forget these pictures on the wall of this other lady.
Yeah,
the family.
Forget the dresses in the closet."
Right. So I don't know that part of the story, but I would like to find out. So if you know Sean with the U, Kelly, why don't you contact us? But yeah, how bold! What a ballsy move. She goes, by that time, the fiance discovered her laptop, computer, and jewelry were also missing. So, yeah. Even though they did not have his real name, the jilted women remembered that he had a relative in North Carolina.
Of course he did.
And detectives were able to track down the relative who identified Davis. So I guess maybe they did. They identified him, but they don't know where he's at. So they haven't found him, but they do know it is Joseph Davis, 48 years old. Davis, he's also got a history. He's got a past. Davis has an active arrest warrant for a hit-and-run crash with injuries in Oregon and previously has been arrested for possession of fictitious ID.
No.
Filing a false police report. Domestic assault. Not good. And possession of cocaine with intent to sell. So look, I mean, we're kind of making light of it, but this is not a good guy. Right?
No. Wonder how many others there are.
Right. These are the only 2 we know about.
Yeah. Remember the sheriff in Texas that had 5 or 6?
No.
You know
wait,
about
this sounds familiar.
Yeah, it was a story a couple months ago.
Yeah.
He had one here, one there, one here.
Yeah.
Married. Smooth operator. I'm talking about, I need this guy for sales.
Well, like I'm saying, this is a crime that you could have got away with before.
We used to get away with a lot of this stuff. It's tough
I don't
now.
think this is something. I'm surprised people are still trying to do this. You know what I mean? Like the balls on this guy, right?
You'd have to have some good backstory.
Right.
Build you a good backstory with some activity. 6-8 months of activity.
Do you think maybe he made some fake Facebook pages by the name of Marcus Davis or Marcus Brown or Joe Davis or whatever?
I mean, it's not that hard. I mean, you made a Marcus Stamos website.
That's true. I did do that.
Yeah.
That's true. Now, you can do anything with it. I mean, that's why we came in second, according to the World Podcasting Federation, because I made it up. So anyway, Isaiah, what do you think about all this?
I don't know what to say.
Mark, is this stolen valor I'm looking at?
Technically, it's not stolen valor because it's just like getting a shirt from UNC or Wake Forest, because that shirt's basically a PT shirt, a physical training shirt.
Okay.
But had he been wearing medals or whatever, then it becomes stolen valor.
Got it.
So he's not under.
So you can be a fan of the Army and have an Army shirt on, and that's not stolen valor, unless you say, "Well, I got this when I was in basic training or whatever." Yeah. Right. And you're military, right?
Yeah, I'm retired military.
See, so you guys don't play that crap.
No, I mean, and he could have been in and got out. We don't know the previous stuff, but considering the history you read off,
who knows?
Whole water.
Yeah. All right. Well, according to the sheriff's office, where the jail where Davis previously was booked, noted that he has a tattoo on his left arm, and it says, "Only God can judge me." Well, that's not true. It's nice, but it's not true. We have judges, and they can judge you, and they can sentence you. Apparently, he's already been sentenced one time. So, yeah, it's a nice tattoo.
But maybe he can get it touched up while he's in.
Right.
Only God and Volusia County judge can judge me.
And my dad, Joe Brown, whose title is Judge.
Judge Joe Brown judged me.
That's right. Well, there you go, buddy.
Oh, my gosh.
The town may be small, but the news is huge.
All righty. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully you shared it. Hopefully you subscribed, and tell a buddy. And we're out there. We're making things happen. I want you to follow me. There's my website. Well, that's not me. If you go to jonreep.com, that's me. Yeah. Tour dates. I am going to be in, I didn't even mention this. I have 2 shows, Memphis, Tennessee, February 24th at a place called Lafayette's Music Room. I've never been there before. The last time I was in Memphis was 20 years ago or something. So I've not been to Memphis in a while. Hope that you guys in Memphis will come out and see me at Lafayette's Music Room. And then we got Fort Worth, Texas at Hyenas. Excuse me, I'm burping right now. And then Chattanooga, Tennessee, March 19 through 20. Come see me at the Comedy Catch in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I'm still doing the TikToks. I'm still doing cameos. Ginger Beard Man still available on Amazon Prime. Ginger Payne on YouTube. And don't forget, like I said, just to rate, review, subscribe, and share. And I hope that you're not snowed in too bad. Don't worry, it'll thaw out. 4, Elliot the Intern's intern. 4, Isaiah the Intern. 4, Amar. 4, the Alan Jackson. 4, Sebastian. I'm Jon Reep. Bicycle!
Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back, but I wouldn't know that I'm from a cul-de-sac. Don't chew tobacco and I don't smoke crack. Thank God I'm country-ish. Well, a simple kind of life, never did me no harm, but I do know a guy with only one arm. Keep your fancy smartphones and your self-parked cars. Thank God I'm country-ish. Well, I got a podcast, it'll make you giggle. It ain't number 1, it's right in the middle. My town's not big, but it ain't too little. It's time for country-ish. Go on,
Hey everybody, it's me again. I just want to say thank you for listening or watching this podcast. You know, we couldn't do this without supporters like you. Oh wait, are you not a supporter? Well, you could be. It's real simple. Go to countryishpodcast.com. Click on the word support. That will take you to our Patreon page. That's our support page. And from there, you can support us many different ways. There's different levels. You got $5 and up. You got Pewter Pro, Rhinestone level, Executive Zirconia, all the way up to Platinum Elite, and all of them come with different rewards. We're talking hats, t-shirts, ginger beard masks, even be a guest on the show. You got to check out our Patreon page. Go to countryishpodcast.com, click on support, and thank you. I'm still doing the share stare. If I could